So about 4 years ago, we were contacted to build this big aquarium in Atlanta. And it's been an interesting almost 4 years to get to this point. Let's go on inside and take a look at this really fabulous 6,000 gallon reef. So the aquarium came through this doorway and we had to bring it in 3 pieces because it had to fit down this hallway, which is about 41 inches wide. We built the aquarium in segments, 39 inches and a patch in the middle. But let's go in and take a look. It's been just growing and maturing over time so nicely. The corals have overgrown, fish have overgrown. We've trimmed back corals. We're bringing corals back into the space. We've added some new acroporas and we've added a stupendous amount of really cool fish. You got your new clown tang, you got your Achilles tang that had been held for several years before it got here. Originally from Hawaii, of course. Your Bartlett's anthias over here, your Vomingi tangs, there's your spotted back tang, naso tangs, red cheek anthias, just unbelievable array of fish and a really stunningly clear 16-foot long reef aquarium. You can see our Tunzi prop pumps high and low. You can see your green tabling acropora from ORA that is just grown out so big from when it was so small when it first went in. That coral was probably added about 2.5 years ago. The sprung stunner we've trimmed back several times. The Monty cap was overgrown. We had to trim that back. We started putting some sprung stunner up on the wall over here and getting that to grow out. So we figured we'll fill the whole wall with caps or other types of plating corals. There's a field of rock anemones down here, all types of rock anemones on the bottom. There's about 100 at least, maybe 120 of them in the aquarium. But let's look at this school of yellow tangs with the purple tangs down here. And look at the clarity. You're looking down 16 foot of depth. Look at the wrasse bass, just how tremendous that is. That was brought in from Dynasty Marine, just a beautiful wrasse bass right here. Look how incredible that fish is. Just beautiful color. Some cleaner wrasses in the aquarium. Blue reef chromis, more blue reef chromis. This is one of the most intense views in the whole aquarium. What I would call the finest 6,000 gallon reef aquarium in all of North America. It's really stupendous. When the aquarium came in, this window, which is 3.5 inch thick acrylic, was not there during the installation process. And once the aquarium was put back together, epoxied and fiberglass on the floor, the back seam, and up here on the top portion, we took the window and set the window back in with the Sikaflex and held that in place for a week or two as it dried in place. But that window was put in after the fact, this hallway window. But it's really a unique feature of this big aquarium, and it was a big accomplishment. So the aquarium has now been running about 3.5 years. It's really growing tremendously. So let's take a look out front and see what it looks like on the big view. So the room is super cool. Changed from the pool table that was here through time to now this massive 6,000 gallon residential reef aquarium that is stupendous. We've had to do a lot of farming out of the aquarium, corals that overgrew, all this Monty cap, the sunset Monties, all of that was overgrowing several times. So we pulled a lot of it back. It was overtaking the aquarium. We added more acros in that have grown tremendously. There's some big green frog skin and other big acros from TSA. Look at that Seriatopora up there, just huge corals. The Cave of Wonders down here has a new Tunzi way back in the back of that to push more current around through the bottom. And when we initially started, we had 3 Tunzis, 2 on this end, 1 up here. And Geo recently had added the other one down here and the one down there. So there's now 5. I'll end up diving in the aquarium. I haven't dove in the aquarium now about a year. Most of all the corals being placed this last year, Geo's done. And he's done a great job planting and moving corals around. We typically siphon the floor of the aquarium and clean that once a month. But it's just stupendous. I can't say enough about how incredible this aquarium is at this point. Super nice. So having a huge group of fish in the 6,000 marine and reef aquarium like we have here today, there has to be anywhere from 250 to 300 all types of beautiful reef fish. They're getting frozen food every day and dry foods as well. And they need to be fed on a continuous basis. 16 times a day, we're auto feeding them with liquid foods, and they're all feeding like a bunch of piranhas. At this point, they just school and they're everywhere. And that activity is exactly what you'd see in the reef. The fish are swarming everywhere and they're eating just like they would in the ocean environment. And just a beautiful swath of color. Myself, like everybody in our team, our clients, just love the behavior of the fish at that point. And it's very important that they're fed enough to keep them what I would call fat and happy. I'm so excited to go diving into the aquarium. It's about 11 o'clock. And we're gonna go in there, move a few corals around down here, one upside down or two little small ones over there, detail a few spots, feed the fish, and just observe how beautiful it is. Now you go back in and you trim corals. You adjust some corals that might be too close to each other. You may trim back a coral that's stinging another coral. And it's important to realize that this continued care is what keeps the aquarium successful.
We have a pipe that we lay across the top, and that's where I run the hose to, just so it doesn't break any of large colonies. It takes so long to grow them. It's the last thing we want is to break them. When in doubt, build it out of PVC. Got everything covered on this side here just when we get out. Don't want to make a mess on the floor. And it fits just right. Perfect. It's so warm. It's like a tropical reef.
This is service 3 days weekly, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. We're pretty much always on call. We monitor it through the Apex systems. There's alert systems, temperature monitors, water level sensor monitors, and we've made some changes through the system through the years that are every single time really an upgrade, whether it's a piece of equipment or a type of equipment that helps balance the aquarium's water chemistry for the success of the growth of the corals and the health of the fish and invertebrates that live within this beautiful aquarium we have here in front of us.
It was impressive. The corals are overgrown. I barely fit in there anymore. You have to be so careful. You're gonna knock them over. But underwater, it's like I'm diving on a reef.
Creating a really successful marine reef aquarium like we have here today is a lot of detail work, a lot of complicated things to think about to get to the point of where we are with such a really young reef aquarium at 3.5 years operating. And it takes a whole team of individuals. At Reef Aquaria Design, we have a great group who all work succinctly together to help build a tremendously balanced environment to house and hold fish in a healthy manner to grow these fabulous dream reef aquariums in your home office or wherever that you'd like to place the aquarium. All of those experiences and knowledge that we've learned through the years to bring an aquarium of this magnitude to you. So we're going to go in the back filter lab and see where all the magic happens. We're going to give you a big detailed view of all of the filtration systems, the lighting systems. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep watching our YouTube channel.